Hello, my name is Ernie Davis, and on behalf of Tri-National Incorporated, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome each of you to the brand new Volvo VNL 760. The purpose in this program is to introduce you to all of the new features that are available in this year's model, designed around safety and driver comfort. So let's get started.
And the star of the show is our new Volvo VNL 760. But the star of the show, as I mentioned, is the VNL 760. Volvo has revamped the completely new VNL product line. And the first thing you're going to notice on these trucks is the bold new grille. I said new again, but this Volvo Iron Mark is bigger than ever. The grille is satin chrome. This truck is more aerodynamic than we've ever had before. It gives you better fuel efficiency, and we've got new powertrain options. We have a 13-liter turbo compound engine, and the best thing about that engine, it reaches maximum torque at only 900 RPM. But going forward, because aerodynamics is so important and styling is so important, you might notice that the bumper on this truck does not have any tow eyes available. But wait, it does actually. See, our designers designed a cover that when the tow eyes are not needed, we actually can cover that area. We know many drivers out there run deer guards or brush guards on the front of the trucks. Now you could remove this cover and easily adapt your deer guard right to the front of that truck itself. In addition, you'll notice the Volvo signature daytime running lights. These are going to be evident no matter what time of night you're driving. You're going to notice a Volvo truck anywhere up and down the road because of these signature lights. This is an LED headlamp, and the best thing about these headlamps, besides how awesome they are at night and driving the light, is that they actually have the ability to defrost and defog. So the LEDs put out heat. There's a cooling fan normally. When it's below freezing, that fan stops or reverses direction and actually allows the surface of the light to be heated, melting ice. It's safety as well as convenience. Speaking of convenience, I know a lot of you out there are service personnel, and drivers have to check their fluids as part of a pre-trip inspection. So what Volvo has done is given you better serviceability to the engine, better access. The older products for Volvo had a hood mount that came up right in the middle here. It would block the access area for your fluids. Now the hood mount has been moved rearward. We've opened up the inner wheel well, and the bumper end cap is still removable. So there's plenty of access to service the engine, to check your fluids for your pre-trip inspections. So everything that the designers have done has been based on feedback from drivers, feedback from service. We listened to you and we brought a product to you that is answering a lot of the needs that many of you have. So the VNL 760 is not only a new number, this is a completely new truck for Volvo. This 760 is a 70-inch sleeper. See, the VNL 670 that you're used to for the long haul was a 61-inch high-roof sleeper. This is a 70-inch high-roof sleeper. It gives you 9 additional inches of living space in the sleeper, but also it's 6 inches wider in the sleeper. So you have a larger bunk and more storage area. On the outside of the truck, you're going to notice the styling, the windows, the shape of the windows, the shape of the body panels. This truck looks like it's moving when it's standing still. These are our cutaway cabs. Now, the purpose of our cutaway cabs is for training so that we can show you as a customer how the environment works without you having to climb into the cab every time. So it's real easy. For example, I'm going to sit right here in the seat, and I'm going to show you how the new Position Perfect steering wheel works. So it's typical that Volvo has a foot pedal for the steering wheel. Why is that? Well, if you have both hands on the wheel, it's much easier to adjust it. So you push the pedal all the way to the floor, and you can do the tilt and the telescope of the wheel. Once you bring the pedal halfway up, then you can adjust the neck tilt feature. This is what Position Perfect is all about. It gives me the ability to set the column right in the right place. When I get it right, I can adjust the neck tilt, and now I can see all the gauge cluster right in front of me. It's both for comfort, productivity, and safety, because safety is visibility. Speaking of productivity though, this is one of the 7 new seats that Volvo is providing to you. This is called the X6 level of seat. This seat has a new automatic air release. So if I were to get in and out of the truck, all I have to do is push this. It drops the seat down. It's easy to get in and out. Obviously I can pull the steering wheel up and I have plenty of access around. In addition, we have a new dampening feature. Because some drivers are lighter than others and they get bounced around in the air seats, you can adjust the dampener, and that slows that rate of travel down, makes it more comfortable. So these are just some of the features of these amazing new seats. They are so adjustable. This is probably one of the most comfortable products you'll ever sit in when it comes to the brand new Volvo VNL and VNR trucks. Each one of our cutaway cabs is configured a little differently. So I'm able to show that the switch layouts might be different. This one has one auxiliary gauge. Some of our customers prefer to have auxiliary switches in this location, but you could get 2 auxiliary gauges here. The driver information display is also customizable. We have 21 buttons now on the steering wheel within reach of your thumbs. So there's a lot on the face of the wheel. The reason we did that is for safety. We pulled buttons off of the stalk, we pulled buttons away from the dash, we put them at your fingertips. That way your hands are always on the wheel and you can focus forward. But I'm going to climb out of here. We're going to go to one of our other sleepers. This is the back section of the VNL 760 70-inch sleeper. Now that we have larger storage compartments and cabinets, this is a more livable environment than ever before. And the last thing I wanted to point out is the new shades. So this is an aircraft style shade. So no longer do you have to snap the vinyl covers around the windows. You just open the shades. To open the window, you pull that lever around 90 degrees, it hinges out. So those are some of the brand new features we're bringing to you, and we're excited to bring more later on as we talk to you. Thank you.
TNI also listen to drivers just like Volvo. And we're proud to announce the reinstatement of the 6x4 drivetrain on the new VNL 760 tractors, doing away with wide base tires and the lift axle.
Equipment Editor Jim Park here. I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina with Volvo's new VNR truck. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at the new steering wheel mounted human-machine interface. There are 18 separate buttons on the steering wheel that control everything from your cruise control and engine brake settings to the entertainment center and the driver display. While that may seem like a lot to deal with, the fingertip controls are actually pretty easy to use and would become fairly intuitive after a few hours of use. Here to explain some of the functions and how the interface works is Jason Spence, Volvo Trucks Technology Product Marketing Manager.
My name is Jason Spence. I'm a Product Marketing Manager at Volvo Trucks, and I'm going to show you a little bit about the driver information display and the new interface with the VNR product through the steering wheel functions. The new button that we have on the steering wheel is in the shape of a house. It's the home button. This is the safe place to go to. This is the main screen the driver is always going to be able to see. And you'll denote that you're in the home screen by the upper left-hand corner. You have the shape of the house. So that's how you know what screen you're in. At any point where you're running down the road or sitting, you can scroll down with this toggle button. This is a toggle enter button. So you can scroll down through some of your other vehicle information screens.
so you can go to different gauges. Now if at any time you need to get right back to the home screen, you just push the home button and you're there. The good thing about the home screen is it is adjustable to the driver's desires. So if you, in this case, we have your RPM, your tachometer on the upper left corner, we have your battery voltage, and we have your temperature, oil temperature. If I didn't want to show that information, I wanted to change it to something I want to see, you can adjust that. So we have an options button on the right, and I can scroll down and set up my home screen. There are other things that you can scroll down, settings, data. Settings, for example, is one that's important for many drivers because sounds are very important for many drivers. Volvo has an option now where you can adjust the volume levels. So you have a system volume level. This is basically general alerts that pop up if your pop-up message occurs and you get an alarm. We had a lot of this before the new VNR, but some of the access was on a stalk. It was behind the steering wheel. With the advent of the technology these days and the interfaces between the driver and the truck, it is safer to put these buttons on the face of the wheel so that the driver is able to scroll through them. Again, with any screen, there's usually options. So for example, I'm going to scroll down to fuel economy. This fuel economy has a green target in the middle. That's a setting that the driver can make. So you can press the options button, press eco target for fuel economy target, and you can set your desired fuel economy target. And depending on where you're going to run or what your typical goal might be, you can challenge yourself, set your target, and as you're running down the road, you can try to meet that target on your run. There are plenty of other options on the steering wheel face. We have the media control buttons at the top. So this gives us, allows us to change the radio media. If you plug in, your iPod or from your phone to your radio, you can adjust that through tracks and through your media content. Volume control on the right hand side as well. But the other buttons here are all related to cruise control. So you have your cruise control on off. You can adjust as we're idling. We could adjust the idle here with the toggle button, enter on the left side, cancel, resume, and then this is your cruise brake switch. So once you're moving, you can set your cruise brake with or without the cruise control engaged.
Volvo made a pretty big deal of this new interface when the VNR launched a few months ago. It's nice to have all those controls within easy reach, and best of all, the new display is much easier to navigate than the old one.